The rich, they're dumping high dividend stocks. They're selling assets this year. They're trying to avoid paying more in profit and dividend taxes, which will hit next year. President Obama said in a news conference yesterday he is open to compromise on this fiscal cliff thing, but wealthy Americans, they will be taxed more.
I'm open to compromise, and I'm open to new ideas. And I've been encouraged over the past week to hear Republican after Republican agree on the need for more revenue from the wealthiest Americans as part of our arithmetic if we're going to be serious about reducing the deficit.
All right. He wants to raise tax rates on the rich, on their income, and he wants to raise taxes on dividends and profits as well. Joining us now, Steve Siebold. He's the author of How Rich People Think. Steve, welcome to the program. Good to have you with us, sir.
Hey, thanks, Stuart.
My premise is that the stock market is way down because a lot of people, rich people in particular, are selling stocks on which they've already made a profit. They sell now, they get a lower tax rate than if they sold next year and took their profit in 2013. What do you say?
Absolutely. This is the time to get out, and we're seeing it on the Dow. We're seeing it in all the different sectors. I mean, people are selling off like crazy, and it's the right play, I think.
It is tax-driven, then?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think since the election, it's just been like a frenzy, and I think we're going to see it throughout the rest of the year.
All right, your book is How Rich People Think. So that you're telling us that they think in terms of reducing their tax bill. Is this extended beyond stocks? I hear there's a lot of selling of real estate where you may have made a profit. And art, we were quoting a Rothko that went for $75 million yesterday, a big diamond that went for $21 million. So is it across the board selling?
Exactly. I mean, it's a mentality, I think, a consciousness. It's like you say, it's in the art world, it's in the jewelry world, it's real estate, it's stocks, every area I think they're selling off on, yeah.
Okay, if they're selling off in every area, what are they doing with the money?
You know, that's a really good question. I mean, that's the million-dollar question. What do we do with our money now? We're looking for Galt's Gulch, and I'm wondering who's gonna build that and lead us there. I don't know. That's a good question.
No, that's interesting. You can't answer the question. I mean, you're in touch with all these rich folks. We know that they're selling assets, and we know that they're getting cash, but you don't know where that money's going. You want to guess?
Well, probably the most common answer I'm getting, Stuart, is that they're moving it offshore. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. Lots of different countries are moving it to. They're trying to find a safe haven because they know the taxes are going to be higher than the Obama administration is currently citing, and they're afraid. I mean, they're terrified at this point.
But that amounts to tax evasion, really, doesn't it? Because you move money offshore, you've got to declare where it is, and you've got to declare any income that you make on it. Are you telling us that rich folks are basically avoiding taxes?
Well, I think they're trying to be creative like they always have been. I mean, creativity is what makes the rich wealthy. I mean, that's what I found out over, interviewing them for the last 30 years, is that creativity is their best thing. And I think they're trying to be honest about it, but they're trying to be creative.
So, when does it come back to America?
I don't know. It's a really good question. I'm asking them that, and they don't know either. I mean, is America ever going to be the same? I don't know. I mean, 4 more years of the Obama administration. Are we even going to recognize this country after 4 more years?
Well,
I hope so, but I don't know.
You're painting a pretty grim idea about their mood. Sounds like they're in despair.
They are. There's no question. I mean, after the election, I never have seen and talked to more depressed rich business owners than on November 7th. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it in the 30 years I've been working with the wealthy.
Now, when you're talking about the wealthy, are we talking business executives, people who made their money in corporations? Are you talking about inherited wealth? Are you talking about traders? What kind of rich people are you talking about?
Yeah, mostly entrepreneurs. That's the group I work with the most, and I've interviewed the most, are entrepreneurs, some corporate executives and presidents, but mostly people that built their own business and came from nothing. No one inherited. I don't work with the inherited wealthy.
You wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Okay. Now, how do you explain...
No, I worked with them in the 80s, and I got away from them real fast.
How do you explain, then, if you're working with a lot of wealthy entrepreneurs and they're disappointed with the election, didn't they vote for President Obama? If you break it down by zip code, where rich people live, there was a very strong majority in favor and voted for President Obama. You want to explain this?
It's not. I'll tell you what. If they're out there, they're hiding because they're not the wealthy people that build businesses that I work with. these people all across the board voted for Romney, and you can't blame them.
Okay, gloom and doom and despair among the rich. You heard it right here. Steve Siebold. Thanks very much indeed, Steve. Good to see you again. Thank you.